Hi everyone, I'm going to show you today how we can use correlation and regression to help us decipher some data. And specifically what I have here is I have a little bit of data that shows me driving experience in years, and I have monthly insurance premiums. Now, if I were to sit here and think about a hypothesis, what would I think normally about this? Well, in my experience, the longer I drive, my monthly insurance premium either stays the same or would potentially go down. So now in my own personal life, my insurance premiums keep creeping up, but on average, a person with less driving experience likely pays higher premiums than those who have more driving experience. And that's what we're talking about here. So on the spectrum of a person who lives over a period of time, if we look at young drivers, let's say 17 to 25 or something like that, their insurance premiums probably are higher. But the older you get, in your 40s, 50s, etc., your insurance premiums comparatively should be lower. That's what I would normally think of as a hypothesis. So over time, older drivers would pay less for insurance, younger drivers would pay more. So that's my hypothesis. So let's take a look at this in a couple of ways to see how we can decipher this. So one thing that we can do is actually create a scatter graph, and a scatter graph will help us to see if our assumption about this data is actually true, about the fact that an older driver will pay less for insurance premiums than a younger driver. So let's take a look at this and how this might work. What we want to do is highlight these two pieces of data, the driving experience column and the monthly insurance premium column. Then we will go over to the insert button and we will insert a scatter graph, which for me is right here. I'm going to click on that first one. Okay, now the second thing that I want to do is go over to this quick layout and insert a line, this layout number 3. I want a line to be drawn, okay? So now what we see here is we could look at these dots and we could see that actually over time, as a person's number of years of experience increases, that's our bottom line there, okay, they're actually paying less in monthly premiums. So our assumption about this data, at least from a scatter graph standpoint, is telling us our assumption is correct about this data. So a younger driver over here, the number of years of experience being less over here, they pay more. The older you are, the more experience you have, the less you pay. And this lovely line gives us what is called a trend line, and it shows that over time, as our experience increases, our premiums decrease. Now what we can do with this data as far as regression is concerned is we can actually develop a prediction equation. So this is how that works. I'm going to go over to the add-ins and go to Megastat. And I'm looking at correlation and regression, and then I'm going to click on regression analysis. So it's asking me for the independent variable. My independent variable is my driving experience in years. So here I'm going to highlight the years of experience. Okay. For my dependent variable, because the premium depends upon the years of experience. So what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to highlight the monthly insurance premium. So there we go. I have column A data as my independent variable, and I have column B data as my monthly insurance premium. I want to leave this alone. I'm fine with a 95% confidence level. That's perfectly fine. And I'm going to click OK. Now, what this does is it gives me a lovely little table, and what I can do is create a regression formula based on the data that's in this table. Now what I've done is I have inserted this formula. And basically what we can do is our prediction formula is the y-intercept plus b times x. So what does that mean? Well, in our table over here, we are given the intercept. The intercept is 76.6604. And so I have inserted that number right underneath y-intercept here. So it's just pulling that number from the table above. Then my b value is the experience in years. So that is a minus 1.5476. So that is inserted as my b value. Now x is the thing that we are going to insert. Okay, so think of it this way. Let's say that we wanted to predict what would be the premium for a person that has 10 years of driving experience. So down below, I have inserted 10 as my x. And then when you do all the calculations, my predicted value for the insurance premium for someone with 10 years of driving experience would be $61.19 if we rounded that up. Now we can change this x number. Let's say that we wanted to know what would be the predicted value of insurance premium if a person had 2 years of driving experience. Then I can insert a 2 here. My calculations will change, and my predicted monthly insurance premium is $73.57. And if I was to look at someone with 20 years of experience, what would I predict their monthly insurance premium to be? 20 years, if I insert it into the formula, would change it to a predicted monthly insurance premium of $45.71. So this is how we can take a set of data. We can look at it from the perspective of, okay, what's our hypothesis? We could throw a scatter graph in there to see if that scatter graph supports our hypothesis, and we can build a regression formula that helps us to predict what might be so given certain variables. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, please ask. I'll talk to you soon.